It's also, it's like I can do things without drinking, but going out without it, it's just, okay, for me, honestly, it doesn't even make sense in my head. I can't even imagine it.
According to a WHO report, Kenyans' average daily intake in grams of pure alcohol was 30.4.
When you catch me like a rat on the highway.
I consume alcohol on a regular basis.
So I picked a 1 because I don't drink, but I enjoy partying.
Oh, you don't drink?
I don't drink at all. I know you guys are wondering, like, what am I doing here? This is on drinking culture. But yeah, it came on here to just say that you can still have fun and not drink. That's literally why I came on here.
I'm the complete opposite. Mine was 5. I drink every week, like I said, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's like it's new. Like my mom will even ask me, so what's your plan today? She'll ask me at like 11, then I say I don't know. Then she's okay, by 3 I know you'll go to the house and you'll come back home staggering. So, yeah.
I feel like for me, I put a 4 because ever since quarantine started, I don't know why, but my alcohol intake has really increased, and every maybe Friday or Saturday, there's always a plan of me continuously drinking, meeting people and drinking. So that's why I put a 4.
Me, I just drink a lot. There's no in between, honestly. I just, like, it's a weekly thing.
I feel like it's also the mentality we have. It's like, you know how people say alcohol sanitizes. So
Yeah.
remember they've been even, what's his name, song called sending out boxes with Hennessy inside.
Yeah.
It's like it's just like the mentality of that if you drink, you're cleaning your insides, so you can't get COVID.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. I put it 2, because I mean, before, the funny thing for me is like it's the opposite. From before quarantine, I was a little bit more active in terms of drinking, but quarantine happened. I started to get a bit more busy, and also like I just kind of realized I don't even like the feeling of a night after, or you know, that kind of thing. So I was like, you know what? Let me treat myself nice and not put myself through that. But now I completely get the whole like the alcohol sanitizers, because you see that with a lot of people. Like you're going, it's like nah, COVID, nothing. Like we're drinking, we got the alcohol, we're good. So it's like it's crazy hearing people's perspective on it in that type of way.
I feel like as Kenyans, we create all these excuses. Always like, but Kenyans are alcoholics. We have to drink. Like, it's especially a Nairobi thing. Like, I used to go to school drunk. I used to go to work drunk. I'd be like, but see, people are drinking. Why should I feel bad? You know? And I was like, nah. At some point.
I truly feel that, because the question I get asked the most after why don't you drink is, oh, are you a Kenyan? And I'm like, what does me being a Kenyan have to do with drinking?
Yeah, it's bad for me because like even when you go abroad and stuff, and you just mentioned the fact that like you're Kenyan, like that I know for sure like you're heavy on your drinks. It's like dang, it's not even just being here. Like anywhere you go, like people are just like that in terms of like how they view Kenyans and the drinker culture.
It's sad. We become like internationally known as alcoholics just because of where we're from. Like, it's not a stereotype we should be proud of, but people seem to be proud of how much they drink. They're like, I drink every day, and it's like it's a good thing. But it's like, yo, in the long run, your mental health, your physical health, nah.
I feel safe going out in Nairobi.
I put a 4 because I feel like I have really amazing friends. Like I'll always know, like I'll be safe. Like if they'll see me like if I'm falling from really, they'll take my phone, they'll take my wallet, everything, and they'll always make sure I've gotten home safely. So for me, I always like to believe I'm safe. Even when I go out with my family, my cousins. I mean, I've been left at the club once by my parents, but I still knew I was safe. So yeah.
I chose a 3 because I feel as though I would be safe if I went out, because I have good friends, I know people. So even if if I get away from my friends, I'll always end up in a crowd that I'm familiar with. But then there's also these stories of how, like, when you hear people who have gone out and this happened to someone, or this happened to, like, a girl was assaulted or something, like a guy was beaten up, and it's just like, okay, it's never happened to me, but it can happen. So I feel like I'm safe because I'm lucky something hasn't happened to me. Yeah.
Actually, I feel because like I've been drugged before, but I was okay. Like my friends took care of me. Like it's just like, I feel like you just need to trust who you're with, but also at the same time, just keep it in mind. Just not everybody has good intentions for you. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I put it 3 because it's kind of similar to Tess, where it's like, I know like my friends have me. I know even if I kind of go away from them, I'm always with people who I know have got me, and also even people who are not physically there with me, I know they're people who, if it's like, if I call them to tell them like, yo, get me out of here, I need some help, like they have me. But at the same time, like, you know, it's crazy, like being out and my homies got beaten up, or being out and something's like happened and now it's like, dang, because I don't think there's ever a time I've gone out and it didn't end with a fight or something crazy happening. So in that sense, like, it's, and then also, of course, like being a woman and going out in Nairobi, like there are times where it's not always the safest thing. Like even for me, even being like masculine presenting, like there's still times like people are like a bit too much, but otherwise, like I do pretty much feel safe majority of the time, but I still have that understanding that it's not exactly safe.
I gave a 1 because I had an experience, multiple experiences really. I don't know how to say it like without sounding like I'm trying to throw a pity party for myself, but like just to give one instance, there's a time we got in a car accident and my head basically cracked the windshield. And after it happened, everyone was drunk and angry with each other, and so I got blamed for the accident. And when these boda guys came to deal with the situation because we hit somebody in the process, I got beaten up by boda guys and my friends didn't help me. Like I had this tooth fixed and it got cracked again in that fight. So like things like that, among other experiences I've had like with club culture and whatnot, I don't feel safe at all because like you think people are your friends until the alcohol becomes too much or some crazy thing happens and you end up being beaten up by boda guys and you ask yourself like, are these really my friends? Or are these people who invited me because they know I'm gonna come through with Mzinga? Like, I don't feel safe at all.
I can enjoy a night out without consuming alcohol.
Okay, so I picked 1 because I feel like if you've already been drinking, when you go out, you get like used to that. So when you go out and you try not to drink, it's like, it's not the same feeling. It's not, you don't get as happy or as lit as you want to. You don't enjoy as much as you want to. So it's like, I don't like it here. You know, you want to be drunk. You want to be taking anything just to get you on a level where you like enjoy the night. I tried once, but I failed miserably. So I think it's just the whole getting used to going out when you're lit. You know, you have so much fun, and then when you try not to, it's not the same. Yeah. Plus, parties. You know, parties or going out. It's just associated with like getting lit and being in a whole other state, being in a whole other world, getting away from reality. So, yeah, I think that's why I chose 1.
I'm obviously the complete opposite. I have the most amazing times going out sober. I mean, I don't drink, so of course it's sober all the time. But you just have to get your own energy, you know? You have to have your own hype. Because you need to get it. Because no one else will do that for you. And don't depend on the alcohol to do it. Because, I mean, just try it. We can go out together. Yeah. When Corona ends. Let's do it.
No, for me, like mine's also it's like I can do things without drinking, but going out without it, it's just, okay, for me, honestly, it doesn't even make sense in my head. I can't even imagine it. It's like there's actually like I can be sick. I'll have like there's actually a time I was on medication, and then doctor told me you can't drink. I skipped the day and drank. Actually, I can't imagine how people actually.
For me, the reason it's a 3 is because like I've had great nights where I've not drank, but I've also had great nights where I have drank. So it's like I know I can fully enjoy a night without drinking, and that just came from also realizing that I need to be able to have that type of energy and that hype for myself, and not have to like depend on having alcohol in my system to actually like have a good time. So like when I started to kind of like go out sometimes, be around people. And for me, I won't lie, it's also because I started doing a lot more things like working and stuff. So like it's times where it's like you most definitely can't do that. But I started to actually enjoy nights. Some of them even more because I wasn't drinking. Like maybe an energy drink here and there to keep me like pushing, but otherwise like I've had good nights without drinking.
I feel like alcohol, you know how alcohol heightens your emotions? Yeah. For me, it's like it heightens that excitement I have. So it really makes you more energetic. Yeah. Like if you're sober, like I go out with friends who they won't drink, they'll just sit down, like they'll ask you for a bottle of water. And as we're drinking, we're like, hey, you can't even see. Yeah.
I think for me, I just can't go out when I'm sober because like everyone I'm with, I know is going to be drinking. And like when you're sober and people around you are drunk people are so annoying when you're sober. Because you can have the same conversation for like 30 minutes and they'll be like, you guy, you know you. And I'm just there like, bro, you've been trying to convey the same thing for 30 minutes, function, you know. So I'd rather be drunk than there being sober. And I'm like, what the hell is going on, you know?
I mean, how do you tell your friends you love them?
That's
how you tell your friends you love them?
Yo, I do that sober. I do it sober. No, but the thing is, for me, I realized it's also the group of friends. Like, I've been around groups of friends who are, like, polite drinkers. Like, I actually, now, if I'm going places, I go a lot more with polite drinkers or people who can hold their drink. And, like, we can have conversations and vibe out while people are drinking and I'm not. Like, it's still very doable. I just took myself out of situations where it's, like, I don't even like when people are, like, I call it sometimes like disgusting drunk, where it's like you do it too much, you get on my nerves, because I get so irritated when people are like you know, borderline failing. So like I just started to go with people that are more polite drinkers, where it's like I can be sober and we're still having a good time and like having conversations and stuff like that. And
but I also feel like getting to the point where you're a polite drinker, it takes a lot. You know what I mean? Because I feel like there's certain people, once you start, we're pushing it to the end. There's nothing. Go big or go home. There's nothing in between. So I feel like it's so hard for you to just say, oh, on a Saturday you've gone out to say, okay, fine, I'll just take one shot, then I'm done. I just find it so difficult, in my opinion. It's
polite
almost
drinking
impossible.
gives me headaches.
Yeah, because it's like I'm not at the place where I want to be, and I'm seeing other guys who they're enjoying themselves, they're late, they're having fun. Me, I'm just there. So it's just not it for me.
Yeah, so as she's saying, like, the whole thing of not being able to say no to the bottle, it doesn't mean like you can't stop yourself from drinking or you're addicted or whatnot. It's just like, yo, the alcohol is here, it's free. Like, why won't you go? Why are you gonna turn down free alcohol? Like, you know, like what? Yeah, you see a bottle, and it's like, hey, I can't leave this thing, like I can't let it go like that, you know. So you have to, like, if someone pulls out this bottle, you're gonna take a shot. If someone brings this one, you take a shot. So it's like,
1 + 1 = 2.
yeah. So
I have witnessed the negative effects of alcohol on me or someone close to me.
Mine is like an in-between. Like I've lost people due to alcoholism. Like people have died in my family, but at the same time, it's just guys who go overboard with their stuff. Like even not even alcohol, like even drugs. Like I have friends who've put themselves in rehab multiple times. So it's just, I'm just there, like in between about it.
For me, it's, first of all, like I've lost people to like things related to alcoholism, like people drunk driving, getting into car accidents. I've had people like pass away, especially because of like overdosing too much alcohol in their system and stuff like that. But I've also, like, because of my mental health, I've experienced the bad side of consuming alcohol and not being in the right mental state to be doing so. And that put me in a bad place where I had, like I said, the psychotic episode, which actually just took me in a really dark place, especially when like you're drinking and it's like for the purpose of escaping something, it's even worse. So I've kind of seen that bad side. And just also the aggression, because I did have at one point like very bad anger issues, and it came out even worse because of drinking. So for me, it's like, I understand, like, I don't always see the bad side. I understand it's overboard, or when you're drinking when you really should not be doing so because of where you are mentally. But yeah, I've still seen the bad side, but it's not always bad.
Especially the escaping part. Like I know, like many of us use alcohol as an escape. Like you forget, but it's like, well, like someone's been telling me, it's like when you're drunk, you forget all the problems you have in life. It's it's not bad to escape, but sometimes you just need that break, like just for your own mental, like for your own sake. Yeah.
But I also feel like taking that break and using alcohol as a way to, like get over your issues, it's only short term. You're not dealing with the actual issue, you're just trying to find a distraction. And so that's why sometimes like I put a 3, because I've never been in a situation where I'm saying that I've been in a bad case because of alcohol, but I've seen how people have used things like alcohol and drugs to get over things that they maybe gone through, things like trauma or whatever it is. So yeah.
I put a 5 because I got to a point where like drinking became my escape. I mean, like I was in school, I was passing, but I would go to school drunk every day. And like once in a while, my classmates would notice, sometimes they didn't, but like I'd be drunk every day, every week, like without stopping. Because I was going through a really bad depressive episode, like with my condition. And at some points in my life, I have been suicidal. I have tried to kill myself in the past. And it failed, obviously, because I'm here. But like, drinking used to be an escape for me. Because when I'm drunk, I don't have to feel anything. Or when I'm drunk, I can talk all the things I never want to say when I'm sober because of my anxieties. And I don't know, like getting to that point where I literally had to put myself in a mental hospital because I could see where I was headed. Like I genuinely think if I hadn't gone, right now I'd be dead because of drinking. I'd probably be drinking right now, just doing nothing with my life. But like now I have a job, I have school to think about. Like I'm a happier person because I stopped drinking the way I was drinking. But drinking became something that nearly killed me more than once. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for me, the thing is that like, it's not bad to drink. Like I don't view it as a negative thing. It's just like, if you're not there right mentally, or if you're doing it for the purpose of escaping something, it's wrong. It's like, it should be one of those things where it's like, I'm doing it not because like I need to, but because it's like, something for enjoyment, something like just to top off the week, or like something just to make me feel good for a little bit, but not because I'm really like trying to hide from something.